For most of human history, we looked at the night sky and saw possibility. Billions of stars, trillions of planets, an ocean of cosmic real estate so unimaginably vast that the idea of humanity being alone felt almost arrogant. Surely somewhere out there, something else survived long enough to become intelligent. Something older, wiser, more advanced, and yet the universe remains silent. No signals, no probes, no visible megastructures swallowing stars, no evidence of galactic civilizations crossing the cosmos, just silence. For decades, scientists treated this as a mystery, a puzzle, a technological problem. Maybe alien civilizations are too far away. Maybe radio signals decay over distance. Maybe intelligent life is simply rare. But there's another possibility, a possibility so disturbing that once you understand it, the silence of the universe no longer feels peaceful. It feels surgical, because what if advanced civilizations are not disappearing by accident? What if the universe itself contains a hidden boundary, a line civilizations are never meant to cross? And what if every sufficiently advanced species eventually discovers the same thing? That the closer you get to mastering reality itself, the closer you get to triggering your own extinction. Human beings naturally assume progress continues forever. Every century, we become more powerful than the last. We extract more energy, build larger machines, peer deeper into nature, from steam engines to nuclear reactors to particle accelerators capable of recreating conditions from the earliest moments after the Big Bang. Technological growth appears unstoppable. And because we assume intelligence leads to survival, we imagine alien civilizations doing the same thing on far greater scales. We picture galaxy-spanning empires harvesting stars for energy, Dyson spheres surrounding suns, civilizations millions of years older than humanity silently observing us from a distance. But there is a hidden assumption buried inside that fantasy. We assume intelligence and technological advancement are compatible with long-term survival. We assume civilizations naturally stabilize, but physics never promised that. In fact, physics may suggest the exact opposite, because there may exist a point in scientific advancement where progress stops being beneficial and becomes fatal, not politically fatal, not environmentally fatal, physically fatal. A level of knowledge where the laws of the universe themselves become hostile to the civilization discovering them. And to understand why, we need to examine one of the most terrifying ideas in modern physics, the vacuum of space. We imagine empty space as nothingness, a void, a blank background where matter simply exists. But quantum physics destroyed that idea decades ago. What we call empty space is not empty at all. Even a perfect vacuum, a region stripped of particles, radiation, and matter, still contains underlying quantum fields fluctuating constantly beneath reality. Invisible fields fill the universe. The electron field, the quark field, electromagnetic fields, and perhaps the most important of all, the Higgs field. This field exists everywhere in the universe simultaneously. Right now, as you listen to this, your body is submerged inside it. The reason particles possess mass, the reason atoms can form, the reason chemistry works is because of the Higgs field. Without it, matter as we know it could not exist. But here is where the story becomes deeply unsettling. According to modern calculations in quantum field theory, the Higgs field may not currently exist in its most stable state. Our universe may be sitting inside what physicists call a false vacuum. Imagine a landscape made of hills and valleys, A marble resting inside a valley appears stable. It can sit there for millions of years without moving. But if there is a deeper valley somewhere else beyond a hill, then the marble is not truly stable. It is only temporarily trapped. That is the idea behind a false vacuum. Our universe appears stable because the Higgs field currently occupies a local energy minimum. But calculations based on the measured mass of the Higgs boson suggest something alarming. There may exist another much lower energy state, a true vacuum. And if the Higgs field ever transitions into that lower state, the laws of physics themselves could change instantly. Not metaphorically, literally, the strengths of fundamental forces could shift. Atomic structures could fail. Chemical bonds could become impossible. Matter itself may no longer remain stable. Everything humanity has ever known, stars, planets, biology, consciousness, exists only because the universe currently operates under a specific set of physical constants. A true vacuum event could rewrite all of them. And the most terrifying part is this. Quantum physics says such a transition may already be possible. Normally, false vacuum decay is considered extraordinarily unlikely. The probability is so small that under natural conditions, the universe could survive for timescales vastly longer than the current age of the cosmos. But unlikely is not the same as impossible. And more importantly, those calculations assume ordinary conditions. Advanced civilizations do not create ordinary conditions. Every sufficiently intelligent species eventually pushes deeper into high energy physics. It becomes inevitable because intelligence seeks control. Control requires energy. More energy requires deeper physics. And eventually civilizations begin probing reality at increasingly extreme scales, larger accelerators, denser energy concentrations, experiments approaching the fundamental architecture of space-time itself. Humanity has already started down this path. The Large Hadron Collider is only the beginning. Future civilizations, perhaps thousands or millions of years more advanced than us, may attempt things we can barely imagine: vacuum energy extraction, artificial space-time engineering, microscopic black hole manipulation, quantum geometry control. And somewhere along that path, they may unknowingly approach a catastrophic threshold, because false vacuum decay is fundamentally a quantum tunneling event. And quantum tunneling probabilities increase under extreme energy conditions, meaning there may exist a point where civilization accidentally destabilizes the vacuum itself, a moment where the universe stops tolerating the experiment being performed inside it. If such an event occurred, it would not look like an explosion, at least not in the way humans understand explosions. There would be no fireball spreading outward through space. Instead, a microscopic region of space would suddenly transition into the true vacuum state, a bubble, at first unimaginably tiny, smaller than an atom. But inside that bubble, the laws of physics would already be different. And the boundary separating that new vacuum from our own universe would expand outward at the speed of light, not almost the speed of light, exactly the speed of light. No warning could escape ahead of it, no signal, no alarm, no distress beacon, because information itself cannot travel faster than the expanding wall. The civilization triggering the event would never understand what happened. Their planet would disappear instantly. Then their solar system, then neighboring stars. The bubble would continue expanding across the galaxy, converting everything it touched into a region governed by entirely different physics, atoms would cease functioning normally, matter would lose stability. Every structure built by that civilization across millions of years, gone, not destroyed, erased, because the very rules allowing those structures to exist would no longer apply. Now reconsider the night sky. Every star you see may once have hosted life. Some civilizations may have survived for thousands of years, others for millions. Some may have become vastly more advanced than humanity could currently comprehend. But perhaps all intelligent species eventually encounter the same unavoidable discovery. The deeper you probe reality, the more dangerous reality becomes. And eventually, one experiment goes too far. One civilization reaches the energy threshold first. One species attempts to unlock the ultimate power source hidden inside the quantum vacuum, and then silence. No ruins remain. No radio signals survive. No evidence spreads ahead of the destruction. Entire civilizations vanish without leaving recoverable traces behind, which means the silence of the universe may not indicate emptiness. It may indicate repetition. The same event, again and again, across cosmic history. This connects directly to one of the most famous ideas in cosmology, the Great Filter. The Great Filter is the hypothetical barrier preventing intelligent life from spreading throughout the universe. Some scientists believe the filter lies behind us. Perhaps life itself is extraordinarily rare. Perhaps intelligent evolution almost never occurs. If that is true, humanity may already be incredibly lucky. But there is another possibility. The filter may lie ahead. Civilizations survive biology. They survive natural disasters. They survive technological adolescence, only to encounter something hidden deep within physics itself, a universal boundary, a limit built directly into reality. And what makes this terrifying is how elegantly it explains the Fermi Paradox, because it predicts exactly what we observe, a universe capable of producing life, yet eerily silent. There is an even darker implication. Our universe appears strangely close to instability already. Measurements involving the Higgs boson and top quark place the vacuum of our universe near the boundary between stable and metastable states. Physicists still debate what this means. It may be coincidence or incomplete theory or entirely harmless, but some researchers find the near criticality deeply strange. It is as though the universe is balanced precariously close to a transition point, not fully unstable, but not comfortably stable either. And if advanced civilizations eventually learn how to manipulate space-time, vacuum energy, or ultra-high energy particle interactions, they may discover that the universe is far more fragile than it appears. The cosmic mansion may already contain the trap built into every room. We often imagine intelligence as the universe becoming conscious of itself, a triumph of evolution, a force destined to spread endlessly across the stars. But perhaps intelligence is not the final stage. Perhaps intelligence is merely the mechanism by which the universe tests its own stability, a process that repeatedly pushes civilizations toward the same forbidden threshold. And maybe every advanced species eventually arrives at the same realization too late, that the ultimate source of power hidden inside reality is also the mechanism that destroys anyone who reaches for it, which would mean the silence surrounding humanity is not loneliness. It is caution. The cosmos is not asleep. It is covered in the graves of civilizations that believed progress had no limit. And somewhere in humanity's future, perhaps centuries from now, perhaps tomorrow, our species may face the same choice every intelligent civilization eventually faces: keep climbing or stop before physics itself stops us forever.